Making friends is actually way easier than you think.
Most people watching this video probably believe that making friends is harder than it seems because they were never taught or because they've become a slave to their phone, so it's harder to have true human interaction, or because they think that going up to people is weird. I was once a guy like that who didn't like talking to people, but after implementing these key principles from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, it really improved how I talk to people and also how I connected with them to turn them from a stranger to my friend. Before watching this video, there are two things I would recommend you to do. I recommend that as you watch this video, you visualize situations in your life where these principles can be used effectively. I would also recommend you take time on your own to read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People because it is a great book to get into. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into these principles. Principle 1. Show people you're genuinely interested in them. Think back to when you were a kid. Oftentimes as kids, what most of us would do to make friends is we would ask people a lot of questions. You should strive to have that kid-like mindset of being curious about other people, so that way they feel that you're very interested in what they have to say. And that's a big part of making friends. You have to genuinely be interested in getting to know them. About a year ago, I was on my way to the park. I saw this old man. He was in his garage. He looked like he was building something. So I simply asked him, I was like, "Oh, what are you building?" And we had this whole amazing conversation about how he works at a university and teaches people construction. And I was genuinely interested in getting to know him. I was so curious on what he wanted to do that I ended up making a strong connection with him. He was like, "Oh, if you ever need anything, I will help you out." And he later on helped me build a basketball court because a while ago I was very interested in making the basketball team, and he saw that strive in me and he was like, "I'll help you out." Because I was quite curious in getting to know this guy, that created a strong connection between me and him. When you are genuinely interested in others, they will feel very appreciative and then they will want to be your friend. So next time you're trying to have a conversation with someone and it's not going as well as you planned, think back to principle 1. Show genuine interest in what the person has to say. The second principle, although it is overlooked, has a great impact on how people view you. Principle 2. Smile more. People who smile seem like they have a more positive outlook on life. They look approachable. Think about it. No one wants to approach a guy who's at the corner of the room just looking at everyone with a mean stare on his face. Okay, I might be over-exaggerating a bit, but no one wants to approach someone who looks unapproachable. You gotta look like you wanna be having the conversation. You gotta look like you wanna be there. Think of it in someone else's perspective. Let's say someone came up to you, looking all mean and looking like they're about to punch your face. Doesn't matter what they say, you're gonna feel some sort of hostility that's coming from the way they look. Of course, now I'm not saying fake a smile, but showing that you wanna be there sometimes makes you look a whole lot more approachable and makes you look better. Smiling is actually a key trait that makes people look way more attractive. So next time you're approaching someone, maybe put a smile on your face before going up to them so you look approachable and you look like you actually want to have the conversation. Principle 3. Show respect to other people's opinions and never outright tell them you're wrong. It doesn't matter if they're saying something that is outright wrong. You should never tell them you're wrong. That comes from a place of hostility. No one will listen to you if you are hostile to them. If someone was telling me their opinion and I outright say, "Your opinion is wrong. No one should ever hear what you have to say about this topic ever again," that's outright disrespectful, and it comes off as arrogant and rude. If they think the earth is flat, let them think the earth is flat. Nothing you say from a hostile standpoint will change their mind. They are more likely to listen to what you have to say when it comes from a place of love. Let's assume you're having a conversation with someone on whether the earth is flat. You have two options about going about it. Option A, you say to them, "I think the earth isn't flat. Your opinion is wrong. What you think is so awful." Of course, I'm overreacting, but that's how a lot of people see hostility. Versus option B, come from a place of love and say something like, "I don't necessarily agree with what you have to say, but I'm willing to see it through your eyes. Show me your perspective. And if I still don't agree with you, we can agree to disagree." So next time you're having a conversation with someone, try not to be as hostile and try and have a positive outlook on the situation. Although quite simple, Principle 4 can prove to be very effective in making friends. Principle 4. Listen. Good listeners often do not have a hard time making friends because they're quite easy to talk to and they hear out what you have to say. Listening is a skill, and if you can acquire the skill of listening, you will be able to communicate with anyone. For example, let's say you're having a conversation with someone and the person tells you they like when people give them eye contact. Now, if you were listening to the conversation, you would know that they like when people give them eye contact. And from there, you would be able to give them eye contact, which would make them like you more because it shows them that you listen to what they have to say and you applied it, and also that you want to be their friend because you're willing to do something that they suggested. Listening is a great skill not just for making friends, but for every aspect of your life. That's why the phrase, "listen before you speak," is quite popular, because listening is kind of rare. People are quite impulsive, and people also like to hear themselves talk. So it's very rare to find people who will actually listen to what you have to say without butting in or making it all about themselves. I guarantee that if you can do these 4 principles or apply even one of these 4 principles, you will be able to make friends and you will be able to make strong connections with people and gain their trust. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If I really helped you in some way, comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe. Have a nice day.